Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Elevating Your Life. So happy to have you with us today, and I'm so happy to share my beautiful, awesome guest. Today we have Janice Tverberg. She is a Reiki master teacher, author, intuitive medium that enjoys helping others realign with themselves on every level and connect from the other side. As a Reiki master teacher, she gently works with your energy to ignite and assist with your activating the universal life force within you. She also has a podcast called Unique Peace, and I'm just excited to have her share a lot of what she does with you. So, first off, welcome, Janice.
Hi, Paula. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, so happy. Well, let's start out first off. How about a little bit about your Reiki? And with me being a passionate Reiki master and loving it, I'd love to hear what triggered you to come into doing that beautiful modality.
For me, Reiki helped me get through my divorce. So I had been working with intuitive mediumship for a while. And one of my mentors is also, she was energy work, but her modality was completely different. It wasn't Reiki. But anytime I would give her a hug before the end of our class, she would say, "Your hands are hot. You need to do something. Your hands are," and like at the time, my hands weren't hot. I don't know how your hands get during Reiki, but at the time, my hands didn't feel hot to me. And one other student was going to a Reiki through Reiki training. I'm like, okay, I need that number. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. And in 2016, I started my Reiki training. And in 2018, I finished my Reiki training, and that helped me get through a very tumultuous divorce.
That is awesome. I mean, it is just I've done it for 25 years now, and for me, it's just beyond words how wonderful it is and what a
It is.
great modality.
It's,
How awesome that you can
yeah.
share that and experience that. And it's so wonderful. And you have also written a book, and that's the 90 Days of Self-Reflection. It's available on Amazon. Tell us a little bit about that, Janice.
So I developed a 90-day self-care program. And as part of that program, I developed the 90 Days of Self-Reflection companion journal. And I figured that would be nice for anyone to access. So I put that up on Amazon. And what it is, it's 90 days of prompted journaling. So there's a prompt at the top of the page, and then you journal based on what you get from that prompt.
Oh,
What thoughts come, what feelings come,
yeah.
and because some people it's like it's hard to journal. I don't know what to write about. I don't know where to start. And this is a nice starting point, a nice jumping off point.
Oh, how wonderful. So they're learning to journal, they're expressing what they feel, and that sounds absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love it. And you also do some mediumship. What brought
Yes.
you into that, Janice? And for those that aren't familiar with that, please share and maybe what kind of experience that has been for you.
Well, I lost my dad when I was 2. So I grew up with a lot of imaginary friends, but they probably weren't imaginary. And then when I was 9, my mom moved me and my siblings she bought a house. And I was the only one who picked up on the energy at the time, but the house is haunted. So I've had a lot of experiences, but didn't really know what was going on. And I could give people messages and kind of like say, "Oh, I think this is going to happen," and it would happen. It would kind of freak people out. And then as an adolescent, you just want to fit in. So you're like trying not to do the weird stuff, even though the weird stuff still comes out. But I also felt like, is this normal? Am I crazy? What's going on? And it wasn't until my early 30s where I connected with Pat Longo. And she was actually my first in-person mentor because I always kind of felt like, well, maybe I'm psychic, or maybe I'm a medium, or maybe I'm just crazy. Turns out I'm not crazy. I do speak to dead people and I do it very well. So I've been doing it professionally for almost 10 years.
Wow, wow. And that is such a beautiful and heartwarming thing to know and realize, those who we've lost, who are past, they are so still with us
Yes,
and, message us and signs, feathers, and different things. But it's so wonderful to know that we can still have a connection and carry a piece of them with us.
right.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes people miss the signs, and it's really funny.
Mhm.
It's like I have a friend who's like, my grandmother's favorite song was What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. And it keeps on coming on. And it's like, well, maybe grandma's trying to say hi,
Yes.
everything's okay. And it's interesting because when we all have signs, but we often miss them. And so we go to mediums for that validation. Yeah,
So
we can.
helping others realize those signs are there and they can be aware and watch for them. Just that right there, Janice, can make such a difference in life.
It does, and it has quite the impact because some people are like, "Oh, you mean that song that keeps on coming on is my grandma, or the money, the loose change that I keep finding on the counter is my dad?" And it's like, yeah,
That is so cool. That is so cool. And it must be really amazing and heartwarming for you to help people learn and to get messages and do
it
that work.
it really is. It's very rewarding because sometimes being that bridge that just being that bridge and helping people validate their own feelings and their own kind of like, what was that real? Yes, it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
And, and with the Reiki, you're also opening up something for others,
yes,
and bringing that.
I've
So,
noticed that they meld. Like when I'm doing, offering a Reiki session, when I'm in a Reiki session with somebody, they will usually get messages at the end. Because when I'm concentrating on doing Reiki, if I'm receiving anything, I wait till the end to give messages. But I find that the Reiki actually helps the messages come through stronger and
wow.
that the person receives them better.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And would you say that's because the Reiki, that just puts that in that energy connection, of us all, of everything?
And they're nice and relaxed, and you're
Yes.
not focused on, I want this piece of information, I want this piece of information, or I want to
Yes.
hear from a specific person. It's like whatever comes through, that you know how it is. You feel nice and relaxed and
Yeah.
at ease and
Yeah.
centered. And then you're able to, and then it's like, okay, well, this is what came through.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, what a great combination. I just love it. And, that's making a difference for so many people,
Yes.
helping them with healing, helping them with understanding, helping them, you know, get messages, feel cared about. Wow. So, with your mediumship, so people can go on your website, sign up for sessions, and then can they also sign up for Reiki classes?
They can. For Reiki classes, however, I ask people to email me directly because I am the person who taught me was very careful, so I'm very careful making sure that people want to do it for the right reasons. And like the
Hmm.
right reasons is helping themselves because the first thing Reiki is self-care first,
Hmm.
then helping others. And
Yes.
like get the intent of what it is. So, and make sure that they're not wanting, because I'll teach 16 and up.
Pardon?
I teach 16 and up.
Hmm. Hmm. Ages, yeah. And
So,
and teaching Reiki is such a beautiful thing. I've always taken it to be an honor, a responsibility,
yes.
and just so wonderful. So here's something that I absolutely love, and I'm curious if you've done much with that. Reiki for animals.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, we actually one of our dear cats had recently passed, and she would come up. I'd be working on my husband, and she'd just jump right up on the table, like me too. And her hips were bad, and I knew her hips were bad because that's where she's like, right here, mom. So I absolutely yes. And my own mentor, when her poor dog was crossing over and he was very sick, we all did Reiki on him during a
Oh,
special
it's,
Reiki
yeah, it
cycle.
really helps when they're crossing over. And my precious dog is why I learned Reiki. She
Oh,
was ill and it made a huge difference. I had her 2 more years. Yeah.
that's great.
So that is a wonderful thing to share. Oh my goodness. Oh,
And
um,
when you do it, do you do it on your animals now?
yes. Yeah.
Do you find that it kind of relaxes them, especially since we're coming up on like Halloween and like
Yes.
July and
Yes.
like
Hmm.
loud holiday?
Yes. Yes. Yep. I do. And they love it. And I'll do long distance Reiki for animals I may see or injured animals or and I've given Reiki to wild animals. Like years ago in the yard, there was a deer, and I stood there and sent it Reiki, and it literally laid down.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
good. I'm just gonna stay here.
I gave Reiki to a giraffe in Africa, and then he was following me around.
You're making friends. That's
It's just so fun, Janice. It's just a beautiful thing. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, tell us about your podcast.
I have a podcast, Unique Peace. It's a podcast all about peace and how we can bring peace into our everyday lives. So every week is a new. I'm actually going to have a repeat guest for the first time, in 2 years, going on three. But it's about how we define peace, how we bring it into our own lives, and how we share it with others. So it's like the way you define and find peace might not be the way I find and define peace, but somebody in the audience will be like, oh, that makes sense. I want to try that. Or I haven't tried that technique before. Let me incorporate it.
Yeah.
So that is really why I started the podcast, is because there's so many ways to find and bring peace into our own lives.
Yeah.
And when we find peace, we can share peace and the world kind of calms down. It's one of like bringing the precepts of Reiki into being as one.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And when we find peace, others are going to feel that, aren't they?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Like, think about it.
wow.
When you're frazzled and running all over the place, the people around you are going to be frazzled and it's kind of like, oh my God. And it just contributes to the chaos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we try and be peaceful, in we're peaceful.
Yes.
Like right
Yeah.
before the show, I was a little anxious because it was like technology. Gotta love technology.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's like once I was in the chair, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm like, I'm
Yep.
here, I'm present.
That's me. Yep. Yep. It's like, okay, get it. And then once we get together, it's just relax and enjoy. Uh, would you say that um, what you have found and what you're doing is really a passion for you and just
Yeah.
where you want to be?
Yes, it is
Uh,
absolutely where I want to be. And it's definitely a calling. It's a
mhm.
passion, but it's a calling. It's like, the square peg round hole, and you're like, why don't I fit in? It's like because you don't belong there. Whereas this, I feel I belong.
Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. Do you see yourself writing another book, or is there? new project you see yourself doing?
I'm actually considering I have a master's in creative writing, and I for my thesis we had to submit a collection, in my case of poetry. So I am considering submitting that for publication through a regular publisher or maybe self-publishing. I'm not sure, but I do want to get that out there at some point. Yes.
Oh, that sounds exciting. That sounds exciting. So do you have a particular theme that you'll be doing the poetry? What's your
Oh,
thoughts on?
the poetry, the whole thesis was on trauma and getting past the trauma. So it is like very
Awesome.
helpful. It's like there are quite a few poems about traumatic childhood and quite a few poems about a traumatic, relationship, abusive relationship. But in the end, it was very cathartic for me. And in the end, anybody who's read it, it's like, okay, there's this discombobulation, but as you make it through the collection, like, oh, it ends with hope.
Yes, yes, I love it. So let's talk about that. Surviving abuse, trauma. Share a bit about that. Um, give some information on that for those that may be
Wow.
going through that.
Where do I start?
Yeah.
Well, October, I'm going to focus on domestic violence here for a second. Childhood trauma is very real. It exists, and I don't discount that because I survived it myself. But October, many people forget because it was like a paint October pink. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I'm a big advocate of Paint October purple. And not that there's anything wrong with painting it pink. I lost an aunt to breast cancer. I have two friends who have survived it, a sister who had a scare. So it's very real and very personal, but so is domestic violence.
Mhm.
And so it sneaks up. And so one of my more recent blog posts I'll be posting very soon deals with when I was in high school, I was subjected to dating violence, and that's like a precursor to domestic violence.
Yes.
So it starts a cycle. So I tell young people, especially young girls, but in this day and age, young people in general, that you have to be aware of how someone's talking to you, how someone's treating you. And chances are there's like 1 in 5 girls have been subjected or pressured to sexual um, violence during dating as a teenager before they get out of high school.
Mhm.
1 in 3 college students is raped before they get out of college.
Oh my God.
So these are scary statistics. And I grew up in a house where my stepdad always said, if a man hits you, you leave. Well, the thing is with domestic violence is it sneaks up on you.
Oh,
It's subtle and then it gets worse. It just you let small things pass. It's when you let the small things pass and they get away with more and more. It's like that wolf in sheep's clothing. That all of a sudden, where are these teeth coming from? They've always been there. You just never noticed.
oh,
So for me, it did sneak up on me. I was one of those, if a man hits me, I'm gone. Mine never hit me until several years in. It was all the other stuff that I let slide. So stick up for yourself, defend yourself, and say, no, that's not right. If we're going to be in a relationship, it's got to be 50-50. You can't just take over. I
yeah,
can't just take over.
that's,
And it's interesting because again, I never thought I would be in that situation, but it snuck up.
mhm.
It's the little slights. And with dating violence, that's like the precursor. I would say that dating violence is domestic violence.
Mhm. Yeah. And
And
that, that's something I've never thought of, Janice, but yeah, the sneak up,
it is
you
sneaky.
know, little bit more, got away with that, little bit more.
Hmm. It's the pushing of the envelope
Yeah,
and the how many times are you going to push your boundary back or how many times can I cross that boundary?
yeah. So what would your advice be to someone who, oh, I think that may be happening to me. It's not up here, but it's coming up the hill.
It's coming up the hill. I get it. Try and step back and kind of assess, is this normal behavior? Was this normal behavior from my parents? Was this normal behavior from my grandparents? Because domestic violence also kind of travels in
Mhm.
generations.
Yeah.
Would my mom put up with this? Is that why I'm putting up with this? Is because I saw it? Do I want to put up with it? But it's taking a step back and kind of watching. Well, I said no. I said no a lot. And they still, and then I still let them get away because they wear you down.
Ah,
Are they eroding you? And were you really a confident person? Do you feel less confident now? Do you feel more insecure? We tell girls and women stand in your power, but a lot of standing in your power means standing firm. And when I say no, I mean no, keeping your boundaries,
mhm.
knowing your worth. But the first thing to do is stop and observe and kind of like, am I overreacting or am I not reacting enough?
Wow.
In my
Yes.
case, I wasn't reacting enough, and every boundary that I had, or every time I said no, I was worn down.
Hmm.
And it was the blinders of love. Love is blind. Love is blind and stupid, and sometimes we have to take a step back and say, okay, maybe this isn't love.
Yeah, because it can be, well, I love them, so okay, I'll let it
I'll let
go.
it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you work with clients that need help getting through abuse and
Yes, like as I use Reiki as that an additional
oh
therapeutic service. I'm not a licensed
yeah.
psychologist or
Uh-huh.
psychiatrist or therapist, but if you come to me, I'm definitely going to put your nervous system at ease.
Oh, I love that. And tell everyone where you're located, Janice.
I am on the East Coast. I'm based out of Huntington. I live in Patchogue, but I'm based out of Huntington for in person, and I am available for remote sessions as well. I'm thequiethealer.com is my website, and I specialize in the tough cases.
Hmm. Oh, that is so wonderful. And yes, the long distance Reiki is absolutely amazing and it is powerful. What I've seen over the years, that's wonderful. So someone over here by me, in Washington State could contact you and get that long distance Reiki. That's
Absolutely.
really fantastic.
I have clients in California. I have friends that I work up because I grew up in Colorado. So I have my brother-in-law. I worked on him, and he was like, "Yeah, I've had Reiki before. It didn't really help me." I'm working on him remotely, and he felt the energy that I moved.
I love it. I
I'm like,
love
what's
it.
wrong? My shoulder hurts. What's wrong with you? And he goes, uh, my sh- my shoulder hurts no more because I worked on, but it's like really interesting when I work on people remotely and then I work on them in person and they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, wow." It's like they feel it stronger when in person, but they feel it just as powerful remotely.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
amazing as you know. It's like, yeah, I can this doesn't it knows no bounds. It knows no limits.
Yes. And all I can say to everyone out there, if you haven't experienced Reiki, oh my gosh, yeah, it's fantastic. Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's such
well,
a wonderful thing for the nervous system.
yes, yes. And the thing is, Janice, I mean, it's also very scientifically backed.
Yeah.
Studies, it is real. It is wonderful. Our luminous energy field, it tells our DNA what to do. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm just in awe what I've seen over the years and the difference it can make. And that is so wonderful that you were offering that to everyone. I just, check it out, everybody. We're down to about 3 minutes left. Janice, what last message do you want to give to everyone before we say goodbye? Go so quick.
It goes so quick. There's a lot of chaos right now. Try and be grounded. Ground yourself. Doesn't matter where you are. You can go to a park, you can go to a beach, you can go to the mountains. Ground yourself. And I bring up nature because nature is grounding. And if you can still go out barefoot, do it.
Oh, I have to ask because you're also an energy sister, Reiki girl. Have you been to Sedona, Arizona?
That is on my list. I want to go
Oh, honey,
so
putting
badly.
your feet on that red rock and doing the Reiki. Yeah.
Yes, it's on my list, especially with the vortexes.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Oh, well, gosh, you do so much for so many. And for your podcast, The Unique Piece, should they go to your website, thequiethealer.com to watch that?
You
Or is
can
it
watch it
YouTube?
on the website or you can watch it on YouTube. It's youtube.com/at the quiet healer. And
Okay.
all the episodes are there as well as some meditations.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, aren't meditations wonderful? Do you want to share a bit about that for a quick minute?
Yes, so I like to write meditations because I feel that a lot of people have a hard time meditating. They can't sit there, and I mean, we know what that's like. It's hard to get to the point where you can just sit in silence. Visualization meditations are great, but sometimes people have a hard time visualizing. So I find guided meditations are the best entry point. And I've written quite a few and I like sharing them. And when I run my meditation classes, I always use guided meditation. So I've been sharing them. And I have a wonderful story. A friend of mine from college at the beginning of the pandemic, her daughter was like 7 or 8. And she texted me, she goes, the only time Ella can go to sleep is when she's listening to your meditation.
Oh, that is so awesome. That is so awesome. I am going to check them out. Oh my gosh.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Janice, I just want to thank you because you're just making a difference in so many lives and
Thank you.
positive energy in the world and, bringing peace. That is really a special gift. I
Thank you,
really
Paula.
appreciate you. Oh, and
Thank
thank you for joining us, everybody out there. Excuse me. Love, hugs, and blessings. Janice, love, hugs, and blessings.
thank you, Paula. Love, hugs, and blessings to you as
Thank
well.
you.